YouTube friends. I think we're on a bit of a slope, but I can't make it work any better than that. So we're going to have to be on a bit of a slope. So last Sunday, I turned the camera on, and while I was stitching on this quilt of Martha's, oh, I haven't lost the needle, have I? No, it's there. Don't you do that. Oh, I'm getting inundated with cats. This is Prudence here. And if I pour a glass of water like I just have, within half a minute, she's got her head in there and she's drinking it. So I've got to protect this from Prudence because I want it. She's got a huge bowl of water over there. I seem to be, all the cats are in at the moment because it's quite cold and, well, I'm not going to say snowy, a bit snowy outside, just a little bit of snow. And so they don't want to go outside. It's muddy and horrible. So I'm just hoping they'll all settle down. And so I can get on and do some of this stitching and chat with you guys. Now, last time I did this, let's just get the iPad. I feel as though I should start all over again. The last time I did this, I got the iPad and I answered questions from the previous week's videos. And because this posting daily to the Advent, for the Advent videos, which is a great idea, but you're also fantastically generous with your comments. It means that I simply can't keep on top of them because other things are happening in my life as well. And so when I see that there are this many comments on this video, this many on this one, I simply can't get in to answer them, and it gets me down. So I read them, but sometimes I just simply haven't got the opportunity to answer them. So I've got my iPad, and what I'll do is the same as I did last time. While I'm stitching on this, I'll just chatter on and answer a few comments that have popped up on videos. But I'm no further on with this. I am no further on. And I had this idea that I was going to try and finish it for Christmas. And what's today? The 15th. 15th, that's okay. There's still another 9 days, isn't there? But there are 9 quite busy days. But I'm not complaining. I'd rather be busy than sitting around not knowing what to do with myself. So just let me... so I apologise right from the outset. This could be another long video. But just, you know, put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, and we'll just chatter on for a bit. So just to catch up then, this week I've been down to Lancashire and back. Spent a couple of days down there with my dad and my brother. And I'd just like to thank everybody who left well wishes. I put a little thing on Instagram, and people who were saying, you know, sending love to my dad, and that it was really nice. Thank you very much. He's all right. You know, we're all doing the best we can for him, so that's okay. But it's a long way, and at this time of year, some of the journey has to be done in the dark. There's just no way around that. And I don't know about you guys, but I really don't like driving in the dark. It's when I think maybe I need to get new glasses. Oh, I'm doing this without glasses. That's okay. I think I need to get some new glasses because it's the glare of the lights that are coming towards me in the opposite lane. I just can't see. So it's a bit dangerous when you're driving, isn't it? So yeah, this time of year, some of the journey, when it gets dark at like 3:30, some of the journey is inevitably going to have to be done in the dark. So that was that. That was what was doing this week. It's also been a big political upheaval in the UK this week. And I usually get quite involved with all of that. But this time, my dad's been the main focus of what's been going on in my life. And so although I've been very aware of what's going on, I haven't been as involved as I usually get with all of that. And the outcome wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what many people wanted, but, you know, that's the outcome. So what I've decided is I'm going to just have a news blackout for a few weeks because I don't want to engage in all of that. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm having a news blackout. I'm just concentrating on my family and friends. And to that end, last night, I had a lovely, lovely evening with my friends. In this, in the madness of all this election and all the craziness that's been going on, the competition, which is the dancing competition, Strictly Come Dancing, which is full of glitter and sparkle and over-the-top silliness. Well, it was the final last night. And so my friends hosted a final party. And there were 5 of us, and it was with nice food and just enjoying the dancing and so on, and seeing who won. It was fine, I didn't mind who won. They were all really great. They were all winners in my book. And it's not about the winning, it's about the journey. We were having a lot of fun last night. We really were. It was lovely. So that was yesterday, and that was nice. And also yesterday was the Hexham Christmas market, which is a lovely, lovely event. Now, I took a little bit of film, not much, just a little bit, but I'll put it in here while I'm talking so that you can see. In the past, the Christmas market has taken place outside, and all the stalls they closed down the main road into the town, and all the stalls are alongside the road. Well, last year they had to cancel it because the wind was so big winds forecast, and so all those outdoor stalls would have been in jeopardy, so they cancelled it. This year, most of the stalls were inside Hexham Abbey, which is our massive, great big ancient church. Oh, a while ago. In fact, when Sadie was due her kittens, so it's 18 months ago, I did a little tour of Hexham Abbey. I'll see if I can remember to put an iCard in about that. It wasn't a brilliant tour because I'm not a tour guide. I don't know about these places, not really. But it was nice to have a look around Hexham Abbey. Anyway, the Abbey was full of stalls, and 2 of the people there are my friends, Philippa, who makes the beautiful glass. If anybody got a Christmas box or one of the Patreon rewards, Philippa made those this month, and the angels in the boxes. She's an amazing glass artist. Anyway, I turned up to see Philippa, and when you're a lone stall holder like that, you know, and you're there all day long, there's never an opportunity to go get something to eat, have a look at the other stalls, use the bathroom, all of those things. So I looked after Philippa's stall for a bit while she went off to do all of those things, and I had a lovely time, and I sold some of her things, and that was nice. In fact, that was very nice. And I bought a Christmas present for someone, which I can't show you because it'd be for someone who might be watching. But I did buy some other things while I was there. I also met my friend Kerry, who makes soap. I've got some exciting new things coming up next year with her. I'll tell you about them next year. She makes the most amazing soap. And so I'm going to show you some of the things I bought. These are for presents, but people don't know who they're for, and I don't think those people watch here anyway. But look. This is Kerry's soap. It's called Winter Cabin, and it's got the little, oh, what's her card? It's got the little chimney pot with the cinnamon stick, and then the way she's made it, the swirl of the soap is the smoke that goes through the chimney pot. So I got two of those for gifts for people. It smells absolutely lovely. What's the scent? Is she going to tell me? It's probably written on here somewhere, but I better take the price off if it's a present, hadn't I? That wouldn't be a very good idea. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. So I've got a couple of those for friends, for gifts. And then let me show you what else I got. Okay. Now, there was I got this. I got this because it's just so damn colourful, isn't it? This was from a stall, and this woman imports these felted items from Nepal, a women's workers cooperative in Nepal, and that's just for putting hot things on. So that one's for me, in fact. But I did get some more. Can I show you those? I'm not sure. Go on, I will, because they might be for presents, they might be for me. But look at these little coasters. Aren't they the best fun? They're felt bubbles all sewn together, and I got 4 of those. So, you never know. I don't know I haven't got anyone in mind for those. But so I bought 4 of those. But let me show you what else I bought. So in all of these Christmas videos that I'm making, these Advent videos, one of the things that I thought I might do would be to make an angel for the top of the Christmas tree. Well, look what I found. This beautiful little felted angel. Isn't she gorgeous? Pink, of course. And I thought, yeah, she'll do for the top of any Christmas tree I end up with. She can go on top of the Christmas tree. I just loved her. And she's from Nepal. She was made in by women who are supporting themselves by doing these crafts. So there's one more thing that I bought from there. And this one in here is actually quite long. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you. See if you can guess who this one's for. Got a little bell on the end. And then look. So look, we've got a little sheep, a little pig, a little cockerel. There's a cow coming next. And a horse. And then that hangs up and is a fun thing. Now, this is, of course, for my granddaughter. I'm not sure if it's Martha and Adam's taste. They've got very particular taste, but it's mine. So it might hang up here and she can look at it. And when she's a bit older, she can play with it when she comes to visit me here. So that actually I get to live with, but it is actually for Agnes. I think that's going to be the way that works. Unless they want it, then they can have it, of course. But, you know, I'm always aware that, you know, other people have different taste to me, and that might not be their taste. It's mine, though. And then this, I've looked at this woman's stall for the longest time because I make books. And I thought, what am I doing buying a book from, you know, one of these altered books? But I don't make books like this. And so eventually I thought, no, I really want to investigate this book a bit more and see what she's put in here. So this woman makes these amazing altered books. I think there's a lot of people doing this kind of thing, but I don't make my books like this at all, not even a little bit. And I thought, I'm going to have a look at this and see, because I was really drawn to it, really, really drawn to it. And I thought it was just absolutely beautiful. And it's just so gorgeously handmade, and it was so cheap. I mean, sometimes the people who make these things, I know this, it's that we like making them, and selling them is like because we've got too many of them. And, you know, she was practically giving these away. It was a crazy, crazy price for these. But I did like it. I liked it a lot. And I thought it's made in an old book. And I thought I would really like to see how she's put this together. So, I mean, I don't think I'm going to start making books like this, not at all. But it was, for me, it just felt like she had about 10 and I looked at them all. And this was the one that said, yes, I want to come home with you. And I don't know why, really. But that one's for me, so I'm going to keep that. So is that everything I bought? I bought some other things as well. I bought some lovely bread, and because there's all sorts of stalls there. And I'll just put those, but I'll just leave you out because you're gorgeous. Isn't she lovely? I really like her. You kind of imagine this, all these women in Nepal just making all these little felted items for all us Westerners who then stick them on our trees. I wonder what they think of us. Anyway, she's come home to live with me, and she'll go on whatever it is I decide to use for a Christmas tree, because I haven't got my Christmas tree yet. That can stay there. So the farmer's market was lovely. I really enjoyed it. I met up with some friends as I was going around. Inevitably, you know, when you've lived in a place this long, you know, you do tend to bump into a lot of people, you know, so that was nice. And then what else has been happening this week? Agnes came to visit me. That was nice, obviously with her mum and dad, and that was really lovely. Got to have a nice long visit with Agnes. That was great. So yeah, that's been my week. It's been a full-on funny old week. But on the channel then, let's get the channel up and have a look at oops-a-daisy. There we go. There's been an update on my iPad, and now it won't let me in unless I do this thumbprint thing. It's ridiculous. Completely and utterly ridiculous. So today's is the 15th. And so obviously the 8th was when I last did this. So we've had, I've got the hub, I call it the hub over here on the wall. So this week's videos have been the chocolate torte that I made for our Christmas dinner. I made Christmas cards. I made the leek and mushroom bake. Then I had that day off where I posted that little video about driving down to Preston and back. And then I made the garlands, that are the wrapping up things, and the glazed carrots, and today's the 15th. Now, let me explain a little bit about the Christmas dinner. Of course, we've eaten it. In November, my son and his lovely, lovely girlfriend came home from Canada to visit. And so I made a pretend Christmas dinner. So all the film that you're seeing is from there. So all the chocolate torte and the carrots and the mushroom bake, the mushroom bake, and then some other stuff, Christmas pudding, all of those things were all for the pretend Christmas we had. So of course I've eaten them all. Somebody asked in the comments, had I frozen it for Christmas Day? No. If I have a Christmas dinner like that, I'll just have to make it again. I'll be fine because it was absolutely delicious and I'll enjoy that. But so of course all the cooking videos that you've seen have all been eaten and they were very delicious indeed. Now let's see, where shall we start then? So let's go down and look at there. We'll answer some of the questions. No, don't play, thank you. Right, okay. So it's lovely looking back at the comments because it reminds me what I posted there. Can we put that there? Can I see what I'm doing? Can I sew? No, probably not. And people generally really liking it, and thank you for enjoying. That's nice. It's very nice to get such lovely positive comments from people. Don't feel you have to positively comment. You can say negative things if you like. Now the problem was that because of the scheduling, how this is working, and I did the Sunday chat video. Well, let me tell you what happened there. I had scheduled the Christmas chocolate torte cake video to go out last Sunday, and then I did the Sunday chat and changed it, but I didn't change the torte, so the two videos went out on the same day. So I didn't post one on Monday. I don't think any of that matters. I'm not curing world hunger here, guys. It's just cake. Okay. Yes, the candles are from Ted's candle place, and I think I'm going, if the weather's okay, I'm going to pop over and see Ted again before Christmas. Someone here says that they gained £10 watching this video. What do you think happened to me? Because we ate the torte, and then of course there were leftovers. Oh, breakfast torte, not good. Great. And so thank you. I really do enjoy reading that you're enjoying these videos. You're all on my virtual sofa. You know I've got a virtual sofa, don't you? You're all on it. Yes, how was it with the biscuits? Somebody asked about I crushed the amaretti biscuits up and put them in the base of the... Now, I followed Jamie Oliver's recipe because whenever I'm looking for a recipe online, it's a bit warm in here, I start with him because, you know, he's my favourite, sort of television cook. But there are some others as well, and Delia Smith has a recipe where she puts those biscuits in the base. I mean, this video's going to be a bit like watching paint dry, so, you know, get on and do something else, whatever. But the biscuits then, I didn't mix them with anything. I just scattered them in the bottom of the dish. The torte mixture went in and kind of bonded with them, and there was just sort of like an almondy tasting base, crunchy base on the bottom. I didn't know Owen doesn't like almonds, so he had to scrape his off, but I like them. What can you do? Where did I buy the biscuits? Supermarket. I found them in my local supermarket. They're readily available, so that was the question there. And the golden almonds, nobody ate the golden almonds, I have to say, but they did look pretty, didn't they? Yeah, I didn't really mean to post two videos. mistake. And then the licking the bowl part. When I cook like that, I try really hard not to eat it, because if you eat too much of that stuff, you just end up feeling really sick. And that's not a good feel, is it? So I might have had the odd little bit of torte mixture as it was going in, but you know, I try not to eat them. Try really hard not to eat them. Thank you. I love my chandelier too. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry if it makes you homesick. Some people who are from the UK and who now live overseas, they say, you know, I hear that a fair bit, you know, oh, this reminds me of either, you know, when I lived there or when, you know, I visited or whatever. Well, it's a little bit of Northumberland. Yes, I am spoiling you. You're not wrong. And some people have never really come across chocolate torte. There are a lot of recipes. Some of them have got alcohol in, and that can be really nice, you know, brandy or something like that, if you like that kind of thing. But what I'd say is just, you know, look for a recipe that suits you. I look down the ingredients and I think, yeah, I'd like to eat that. That sounds like something I'd enjoy. Delia Smith has got glucose syrup in, and I didn't put that in. Yeah, sorry about licking the bowl. The pink bowl, again, that was another impulse buy. I do love that pink bowl. So whenever I find anything so I am quite spontaneous about that kind of thing. And if I see something that I really like, and I think, well, if I really like it, then perhaps it needs to come and live with me. But sometimes I think, I've just got too much stuff in this house. So you've just got to weigh it up, haven't you? But the pink bowl, it was just in the local supermarket. Yeah, mad. And it was easy, Gwyn. Really easy cake to make. Just like melt this, mix that, stick the two together, bung it in the oven. Really great. Yeah, everyone's saying about 2 in 1 day. I had not meant to do 2 in 1 day. Definitely not. Just sometimes, you know, my brain leaks a little bit. That's nice. Great. Okay, so thank you. Everybody seemed to like the cake. It's very rich. You're not wrong. And so, yeah, that was good. So I'm going to talk a little bit about if I can find it, about the Christmas cards. Don't play. Thank you. No, don't play. Thank you. So the Christmas cards. So, do you know they were easy? They were really easy. I've made those in previous Christmases before. And when you get the general idea of them, they're just simple. I like that. If you just think, well, I'll just play with this, I'll have a fiddle with that and see how this will work. Now, there was a comment there that I'm going to follow up. I'm not reading it at the moment, but somebody said, you know, about my lovely hole punch that made the apertures in the Christmas cards. Noting that, you know, I do have quite a lot of useful little gadgets, and it would be quite a good idea to have a look at all the bits of gadgets I've got. And I have, you know, over the years, I've collected the thing that you make the envelopes with, or the hole punches, or you know, clever bits and pieces, the Sizzix machine. So I think it might not be in this series of videos, but I think in the new year, I think I will. I'll do let's look at Kate's tools, for want of a better word. Right, we're at the end of that row now, so I'll just get some more thread and we'll do another run. Let's just move that. Oh no, I thought I'd drawn the line. I haven't. I've drawn the beginning of the line. Let's get the ruler, do the rest of the line. Yeah, so I'm pushing it to try and get this finished for Christmas, because there's still a lot to do. But it's fine. Agnes won't mind if it's not quite ready for Christmas. I think I'll mind, though. There we go. There we are. Yeah, I'm going to give it a good wash when it's done. I mean, I say that because I've just seen a cat footprint on it. But don't worry, there'll be no cat evidence of cats once I've finished with it and washed it. It'll be fine. I don't know where my scissors are. I'll just use this. There we go. Now I'll split these then. Oh, scissors here somewhere. There are always scissors. So now we're looking at the video about the Christmas cards. So let's see what... So I apologise again that I haven't interacted with any of them. So this is a comment that I should take heed of. If I start these in January, maybe I'll have enough. I'll have them in time for Christmas. I think I mentioned this last time. I have to start much earlier if I'm going to get everything done without getting stressed about it. I have to do that. So yeah, lots of lessons have been learned doing these videos. They really have, and so I will definitely take that one on board. Start earlier next year, much earlier. So sometimes these threads don't come apart terribly easily because these are old threads. These used to belong to my mum, and she used to do amazing cross stitch. But then she got into quilting and the cross stitch fell by the wayside. So these threads are probably 20 years old, probably more. But they don't go off, do they? But what they do is they become very fond of one another. They find it really difficult to separate. So this method with putting them means that it's like a third hand, the little scissor handle. Means that you can, sometimes they just simply won't come apart because they're really old. But they're fine. They're mostly fine. There we go. That's good. That one around there for later. Okay, what are people saying? Yes, cute cards. Thank you. Good, excellent. Yeah, and the little envelope maker from a company called We Are Memory Keepers. I think they probably do all sorts of things. Scrapbooking, card making, that kind of thing. It's not really what I do, but that envelope maker is fantastic. Ah, that's nice. Somebody said, I wonder what would make somebody give this video a thumbs down. Do you know something? There are always going to be people who just want to object to what you're doing. Always. Whatever it is. And they make me smile, those people. Because you think, why would you go to all the bother of watching this if you don't like it? Only to say, oh, I don't like that. I don't mind. How many thumbs down did this one get? Let's have a look. 4 people decided they didn't like the Christmas cards video. Now, I'll tell you something, though. Because since, things on the channel have got a little bit more subscribers. Do subscribe, by the way, if you're enjoying this. And more likes and so on. I've started looking into how YouTube sort of engage with creators, content creators, like I now am. And they count every comment, like, share as an interaction. And so if it's a like or a dislike, they actually treat it in exactly the same way. It's an interaction. So you've failed, you thumbs down people. YouTube is still paying attention. It doesn't matter. I don't actually care. But don't worry, Deb. I don't mind. I just wonder why people bother watching. If they're going to be, if you want to be negative about it. There's so much on YouTube. So much. After the dancing competition, Strictly, was over last night, and I was there with my friends, Jan and Jane and David and Ed, and the 5 of us were all there, and we were all a bit tired because, we'd eaten some lovely party food, and we were just, nobody was in the mood to go home. We were all a bit tired, so we just started putting on our favourite YouTube channels. Well, we watched American cooking videos. We watched wood turning. We watched some curious things. Very curious things. So what I would say is, whatever you are interested in, whatever you're interested in on YouTube, you'll find someone who's made a video about it or a complete channel about it. You will find anything you want out there. And if a 63-year-old woman wittering on about stuff in Northumberland with cats isn't up your street, move on. It's all right by me. I don't mind. There is plenty of things I can't do, Deborah. Plenty. I can't do many, many, many things. I just obviously show you the things that go okay. But I think I'm just willing to have a go. I'm curious about how things work. That's how it is. Yeah. Yeah. Start earlier though. Great. Yeah. Envelope machine is good. Yes, I'm sorry. I must have one of those envelope makers. I'm sorry if I make people buy things. Work it out without having to buy expensive things, please. I don't want to be the result of you spending lots of money. Good. Cup of tea. Great. Get on that sofa of mine. I'll pass the biscuits along. Just pass the biscuits further down, will you? Thanks. Yeah, and that's it, isn't it? About handmade things. And, you know, maybe I'll only make a dozen. But instead of buying some sort of a card, which, you know, sometimes you can buy really, really lovely cards that support a charity or whatever. But I don't know. I think, generally speaking, people do appreciate a handmade thing. Yeah, great. Great, good, excellent. So thank you for all the Christmas card comments. What was the next one after Christmas cards? Oh, it's the leeks and mushrooms. Let's have a look at what people say about that. Because there was quite a bit of comment about on don't play. No. Thank you. So, 4 people didn't like this one as well. Must be the same 4 people. What do you think? Yes, the cooking videos. I like my cooking videos. Do you know why? Because I have to tidy the kitchen up when I make them. Because I couldn't show you my messy kitchen. It's just messy. So, now somebody has told me about this Irish couple, I think they're twins, called the Happy Pear. I follow them. I think their videos are fantastic. They're a pair of Irish twins. I'm sure they're twins. Yeah, well, brothers, Dave and Steve, and they make vegan food. And maybe if I can get my brain into gear, I'll leave a link to them below. And someone's telling me that I should visit them because I would enjoy them. I really do enjoy them. Thank you for telling me about them. I think they're great. Because they just make it fun, and you know, vegan food is straightforward and easy to cook, and there's no mystery about it, and they just make it loads of fun. And so this one was a side dish for the main act. I will say this because people keep asking me that in the little introduction that Anna and I made for this Advent series, there is the butternuts, the stuffed butternut squash. And so people are saying, when are you going to show us that one? I am going to show you that one, but I'm not going to tell you when. So all of these little extras, you know, like the carrots and the mushrooms. I also made roast potatoes, but I think anybody can roast a potato, so I didn't make a separate video about them. And so the dinner was all put together from these little separate videos. But the squash is coming, guys. Do not worry. I made that video at the same time. Yeah, and leeks are one of my favourite vegetables. Somebody said something. I mentioned that leeks can get very gritty you know, as they're growing, and I said something about, or maybe these leeks have never seen soil, because quite a lot of vegetables are grown hydroponically in water, where all the nutrients are pumped into the water for the thing to grow, and they never see soil. And so those leeks are completely clean. Yeah, so that's how you would get a vegetable with no soil on it from some sort of hydroponic thing. Oh, and then there's somebody here who's written me a fantastic comment with loads of really lovely emojis, but it looks like it's in Russian. So thank you, but I don't know what you're saying. Thank you very much. Good, so lots of people are going to try this one. The things that make this that take it into a tasty place is the butter to cook off the leeks in, and the mushrooms and the nutmeg. That really, those two things really do help. Yes, that's a good idea. That would be a nice side dish for some salmon. And you're not wrong, Sherry. I agree with you. It would be lovely. Yeah. I'm not waiting for Christmas to try this. Good. Yeah, I do love leeks. Yeah, soup. Leek and potato soup is one of my comfort foods. It's one of my cheer me up, feeling a bit poorly for whatever reason. Leek and potato soup. Yeah. Yes, and the crumb topping is probably exactly the same thing as I put on the cauliflower. It's a very simple way of adding crunch and a nice texture and taste. And sometimes I make more than you would think you need because it's nice to have that quite thick. So yes, Jan, it was the same. And will Anna and I be making another wreath for the door? Now, it's on the list. There's a long list over there on the wall. But as I'm talking to you here, John and Anna and Frank the dog are on holiday. And I'm not going to see her till the middle of next week, which is going to be getting on for Christmas. So if we do make a wreath, because I would like to make it with Anna, if I do that, then it'll be much later in this little series if we manage to do it at all. But yeah, I'd like to. It'd be nice to do that. And the reason why I use Lancashire cheese is because I'm from Lancashire. I think you could use any cheese, to be honest, that's a nice melting cheese. You know, Wensleydale would be good, and cheddar, of course, that universally gorgeous cheese. And someone here said they've never had leeks. Well, wow. Good. Someone's put wild rice in theirs. I think this is the thing about cooking like this, where there is no recipe, because I wasn't following a recipe for the leeks and mushrooms. It's just out of my head. That little bit of white wine in the sauce helps as well. The alcohol cooks off. So you don't actually, you know, get that alcoholic taste, but you do get the lovely taste of the wine in there. Yeah. Gail didn't like leeks as a child. Try them again. I think you'll like them now. Good. So people are liking the leeks. Great. Excellent. And another little vote for Anna's choice of music. So at the beginning of all of this Advent series, when we were discussing what we would do, why we would do them, and how, and so on, Anna went onto the little section of YouTube that gives you royalty-free music to choose from. There really isn't much, you know. There really isn't. And so because we've talked long and hard, she and I, about subscribing to a royalty-free music website. There's several where you can buy music for use on your videos, and lots and lots of YouTubers will be using music from such subscription websites. We're not at that point yet, I don't think, because like you're saying, you know, well done, Anna, you've chosen good music. I think we've got plenty to go at. I really do. Yes, someone's noticed that I'm enjoying my New Zealand wines. It's the only wine I'll buy is New Zealand wine because, as you know, I had a great time in New Zealand. And just to mention now that the parallel Advent readings that are happening over on Patreon are going well. I'm getting some great feedback from people who are enjoying them. And they are a daily video about my New Zealand journal that will be available to anyone who wants to sign up for just $1. And you can sign up and leave at the end of December if you want to. I don't mind. So the New Zealand readings continue over on Patreon. I've just crossed over into North Island, and we're having a look at some of the amazing thermal activity on North Island. There we go. It's good. So pop over. I'll leave the link in the description, as I always do, below. Now someone else you see, Redgate Farm. I'll show you the butternut squash in the fullness of time. So I crave your indulgence. Be patient with me. It's coming. Ah, that's nice. Thank you very much for this comment here, because I hear this a lot. That people, and people say that I'm chatting on and it's just like they're sitting across the table from me, and we're having a chat. And I like that, because I feel like that's what I'm doing. It feels like I'm talking to myself on the camera here, but actually you're all sitting across the other side of it. So thank you. I really like that one. Great. Great. Yeah, leeks. That's a good comment. Somebody's just said that when you buy them in the shops, they're trimmed leeks. They're trimmed down, and the shops think you don't want the dark tops. Whereas actually quite a lot of the taste is in the greener part of the leek. You don't just want the white bit. So when you grow your own, which I will do next year, I really will, you can use as much of the green part of the leek as you want. And not only does it add colour to your dish, but actually it's really nutritious, but also much tastier than... there's a cat just walked across the windowsill on the outside of the window. You can see her there. Great. So this is lovely. Thank you. So there's, great. What temperature did I cook it at? So I cook, in my oven, I'm using centigrade or Celsius, and I pretty much cook everything on 200 or 180, around about there. I don't know what the equivalent is in other things, but I guess it would be a quick Google search to find out what is 200 degrees centigrade in a gas oven or in Fahrenheit or whatever. Or gas, gas mark or whatever. But 200, when I'm cooking anything, I just usually crank the oven up to 200 and then either turn it rarely up, but sometimes down if I'm cooking something that needs to be on that temperature. So it was cooked at 200 for about, I looked after 20 minutes. And because everything in the bottom part of the dish is cooked, I'm just waiting for the top to go crispy and crunchy, but not too brown. So 20 minutes to half an hour. And someone's asking, did I freeze this to reheat it for Christmas Day? No, we ate it on our mock Christmas dinner with my son and his lovely girl. And I will make, if I want to eat that for Christmas dinner, I'll just make it again. So no, I didn't freeze anything there. Nutmeg, important. So potato flour, I've never used that. So the flour I used in there, you can just use ordinary plain flour, but I buy something called sauce thickening flour. Do you know, I think it's just plain flour in a small bag, and they can charge twice as much for it. Doesn't behave any differently from plain flour. So occasionally I'll buy that. I don't know if it's got anything added in there to make it. Great. So everybody's either wanting to eat it with me right there, or is going to make it. That's great. Yeah. So thanks, Janet. You put that in your Christmas dinner. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, easy to scale up, scale down. And, people are saying, add leftover chicken. I don't mind. I wouldn't, but if you want to, I think that's a lovely idea. A creamed chicken, leek and mushroom would be delicious for people who eat chicken. I think it doesn't matter to me. I don't mind the least. Good for you. Enjoy it. Thank you, everyone, for all these lovely positive comments here. And so that commenter from New Zealand's there saying, of course it's midsummer with them. She'll try it next winter, which is my summer. Good, you enjoy it next winter. And that's our tea sorted. Yeah, eggs. It's funny thing about eggs. Someone said, oh good, no eggs in there. And I don't think there's any eggs in any of my cooking so far. I keep hens, but I don't eat eggs. It's very strange. Not that bothered about eggs. Great. So that's great. People are enjoying it. Yes, for the gluten-free people, top it with mashed potato or potato slices. Another very good idea. That's a lovely idea, actually. Thin layer of potato slices. and then all crispy, you know, brush the top with melted butter. That would be amazing. That would be great. And I have no idea what leeks taste like. Well, put that right straight away, because leeks are great. Okay, so that's the leeks comments. The next one, I'm looking over here because that's where my list of videos is on the wall. On the 12th, I posted about taking the day off because it was important for me to go down and see my dad, and that was great, thank you. And then we did the garlands. Now, don't play. Don't play, thank you. So the garlands, well, they were easy to do. And again, if you've got a willingness to get messy and, you know, get the old gel plate out, I don't think you needed to do them on a gel plate, but I like messing about with my gel plate. Any excuse to do that. And so the you could quite easily cut them with scissors if you haven't got a punch, cut different shapes out. And it's just about having a bit of time, setting a bit of time aside and having the willingness to have a little go. The stars sewn onto the ribbon, easy, just so easy. And I will be wrapping up some presents soon and using all the things that I've made there. So that's good. Yeah, don't take on too much. I have. Okay, let's just come straight out and say that I have. And so when this is all over, we will review everything about how December was, and decisions will be made. But just as a little bit of a heads up here, you've taken your time. Done nearly 2 rows. Next year, 2020, which I'm really looking forward to 2020. It's got a nice ring to it, hasn't it? We're going to go back to posting a YouTube video once a week and a Patreon video once a week. And I'm going to be thinking about the Patreon videos usually on a Thursday and the YouTube videos usually on a Monday. I'm going to be thinking that through. So if you've got any opinions about that, you could say, you know, whether Monday evening works for you, for the channel, or because we're going to be making not changes but tweaks. Oh, now this is someone we never see. What are you doing here? This is Cat Rita, and it's because Norma usually dominates, and I think we've got Prudence right behind her. Can we just move you to one side and we'll see if we've got full house? There's Prudence just there. Now that must mean that that cat that walked along the windowsill was Sadie. So, girl Rita never comes and puts an appearance in. Here she is now. Great. I like that other people do something like this, similar things, and are sharing that with me as well. Good. And you're liking the garlands. Thank you. Yeah, now someone here is saying that, you know, they've been watching the channel for, well, all of this year has been the year where it's, I mean, I've been turned the camera on and been talking to it for well over 2 years now. But this last year just gone has been the one where, you know, things really have grown. And just someone's just saying how they've enjoyed watching how the channel's grown. So have I. So have I. It's absolutely lovely. I'm not going to be able to sew with 2 cats on this quilt though, am I? I am going to wash it, don't forget. I really am. Lot of work, yeah. Thanks, Iris. It is. But, you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, Norma, aren't I? Yes, I am. So when I go away to, like I did this week, to visit my dad, don't worry about the cats. They're perfectly fine. John works just a short walk from where I live, and he comes and sorts out everything to do with the cats and the poultry. They're all completely fine if ever I have to go away. So don't worry about them. I mean, I don't think he sits down and lets Norma sit on his knee like I do. He's not that good, is he? He's pretty good though. Yeah. great. Excellent. Thank you. Lots and lots of positive. Oh, and I'll tell you what else I'm really enjoying. I'll tell you this now. Sometimes people watch the videos and they're inspired to make whatever it is I've made and post it on Instagram and tag me. That's been lovely. I've really enjoyed. There's a lovely girl who made the Christmas cards and showed the process of making them and then tagged me. It's absolutely fantastic. Someone else has made the little twiggy wreaths and posted those, and also that same lady has made the fabric stars that I made way back. I can't even remember when I made those. Oh, that was for the Christmas boxes, wasn't it? So that was way back in October. But she's made those for Christmas presents. Yeah, my dad is doing okay, thank you. So if you do ever make anything, because you've seen it on here, cooking or whatever it is, and you use Instagram, stick a picture on Instagram and tag it, because I would love to see what you make, and I can pop along and say, oh, well done. So on Instagram, I am actually quite active over on Instagram. I post to Instagram stories most days, and just a little story about whatever's going on. I need another piece of thread, girls. This is not going to work. I can't do it with all you cats on the table. What do you think about that? She's very beautiful, isn't she? This one. What was I saying? I need another piece of thread. Okay, let's get this one this time. This is nice. And I'm not going to be able to do it with you guys on the table. Yeah, that's the other thing that's true. Tangle. Yeah, so if you have an Instagram account, I'm Kate at the Last Homely House over on Instagram, obviously. And so you can find me really quite easily there. I put little bits of pictures up, just about what I'm doing, really. A bit like here, but without the video. But then I do sometimes put some little videos on stories. Quite like Instagram. Okay. It's another piece of thread. Okay, what are we doing? The music reminds me of my childhood. It was used by Timex one Christmas to advertise watches, and the watches were shown as bell ropes going up and down, and I can even remember the lyrics. Really? I don't know that advertising campaign. Timex. Is it the Sugar Plum Fairy one that you mean? Because that's the introduction thing. Starting to drive me slightly bonkers. A little bit around the bend with that one. Good. Yes, Sheila, buy a jelly plate. That's all I'll say. You'll not regret it. They're loads of fun. And then a load of cheap acrylics and a brayer or a roller, whatever you call them. Yeah. Treat yourself. Good. Getting in the Christmas spirit. That's what I like to see. Snowing outside. Ah, Marie. I bet it is. Where you are. Yeah. It's not really snowing here. We had a tiny bit of, I had to defrost the car when I was driving back from my friends last night. But it's not really, we haven't got to the snow yet. Not really. So this one's coming apart really easily. Good. Okay, let's see. Lovely, peaceful, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for all the good wishes for my dad. And my brother. Now, what came after that one? The carrots. The carrots was almost like a non-video because everybody can cook carrots, for goodness sake. And so I'll see what the comments are with that one. Don't play. Don't. Thank you. I'll see what the comments are for the carrots one while I did get this. So Rita's gone now. She's gone over to the food. Okay. 5 thumbs downs on this one. 5 people didn't like the carrots. So the same 4 people plus 1 more. That's fine. I wish you a very happy day, whoever you are. Cooked carrots, yes. Oh, I love carrots cooked like that. Oh, I might have to make some tonight. So delicious. Simple is always the best option. Now, I almost think we need to have that made into a t-shirt, because it is. Sometimes things are so overcomplicated with so many ingredients or so many spices, or you can't actually taste the food, and you need to let the vegetables be the star of the show. And in this one, like carrots and 3 other things, although someone did say they would put some nutmeg in it. I guess I didn't, because there was nutmeg in the leeks, and we were eating them on the same meal. You see it all on the nut roast video, the whole thing coming together. We had a nice dinner. They've gone back now. They're in Canada now. Maple syrup, baked carrots. Somebody, I can't find it immediately here, but somebody was saying about, of course, if you live in Canada, maple syrup's like readily available, and do we have to import it? Yes, we do. All our maple syrup comes from Canada, and so yeah, we do. It's expensive, but it's delicious, and I'm never without it, because I like it on my porridge too. So it's porridge weather now. Porridge, maple syrup, a few nuts and seeds, delicious. A bit more water. Prudence hasn't had her head in this water because she's asleep here. That's nice. Someone who said that they liked the introduction. Now, here we are on day 15, and you're still liking the introduction. That makes me feel happy, because it is starting to get me slightly bonkers. Now, Pat says about the Hairy Bikers, who are a pair of cooks here in the UK who I really enjoy watching. And I did watch their Christmas videos where they made their nut roast the other day. And yeah, it looked sensational. Some really nice different ideas to the ones that I make. So yeah, I like them a lot. And they're just a pair of old guys. Well, they're not that old. My age, a bit younger maybe. I don't know how old the Hairy Bikers are. Dave and Si, and they go around on big motorbikes, and they go all over the place. The one that I liked the best of all was where they went round all the Baltic states and stopped off in all these places and cooked the local food with local people and went to local places. I can't remember what that series was called, but it was my favourite. So sometimes they go to the Mediterranean or in America or whatever. But the Baltic States one was absolutely fantastic, because that part of the world is really interesting. Right, right up to the Arctic Circle. It was very, very good. And all these really interesting people they met and the fantastic things they cooked. But they've done a series about cooking for Christmas, which of course was probably made in June. So everyone's all wrapped up, and it's all the places decorated like a Christmas scene, but it'll be June. But the Hairy Bikers are great. I really like them. Simple dish, my kind of cooking, yeah. Do I still have enough carrots for Rudolph? Don't worry, there's a couple over there that I've left for Rudolph. Be fine. Yeah, the garden. So someone did mention that the garden's looking... and every winter garden's looking a mess at the moment, and the garden really is a mess, but then there's nothing happening in the garden, and which means that there'll be a lot of work to do next spring. And I'm hoping that if I organise things a little better, I didn't have such a great year in the garden this year because I was so busy doing this and the channel and Patreon and the shop and everything, and also establishing the little pottery. Everything got a little bit, I'm going to draw a line right where you are. How are we going to manage that? We're going to manage it like this. Sorry. There you go. Stay there. Chalk. Yeah, so the garden's taken a hit this year. It has, I'm afraid, and which is a shame because I love my garden. And so next year I'm going to try really hard, get some help, see if I can find Mark's phone number again and get some help back in the garden again, so that well, it's important for me so that I have veg to eat, obviously, but also a few flowers and get the garden looking a bit tidier and just make sure the bees are happy, all of that. So there's lots of outdoor things to do come the good weather next year, and I will. Watch your feet. Thank you. Okay, what else are people saying about this one? What did we say? How many? 5 thumbs down, so that's okay. Because with the 5 thumbs down, there's 366 thumbs up, so thank you. So if you are enjoying these videos, I will say, give us a thumbs up. Or not, I don't mind. Okay, so carrots for Rudolph, yes. And so the other thing that I've neglected a little bit, and I am now reaping the consequences of that, are my herb garden's not very good. And herbs go on and on and on. I could be picking things in the herb garden now, but I didn't really, I must do that next year, definitely. Good. So everyone thinks they might try this. The winter garden is bleak and chilly. But I did find some beautiful jewels. Yes, I did. There's still some things under the ground. The purple sprite and broccoli is coming beautifully. And some of the brassicas in this front bed here. Fab. I'm still eating those. And juicing them as well, which is good. Excellent. Very similar to candied yams. Never had candied yams. No, never. Must investigate that one. Candied yams. No, never had them. Yeah. So the hens. So before I picked the carrots, I went down to feed the girls. Now, we've had a few casualties. There's one, I think, of the original rescue hens left, but that's what I would have expected, because they would have been 3 years old, and those hens aren't bred to live for 3 years. There's a motley collection of hens left, and Eileen, and so I've given the hens the run of the garden now, because apart from my few brassicas, there's not much in the garden for them to spoil. And so the hens are just getting a free range all over the place now, which is good. They're fine. They're all right. They get a big scoop of corn every day, and no one's laid me an egg for weeks. So no fresh eggs here. Good. Excellent. Someone's going to do that. Someone who tried to grow veg and got plagued with bugs. Gardening is warfare. That's what I'd say about gardening. Everything you do is contrived to work against you. Last midsummer, that stupid hen Clara, who is still wandering about the place, she goes right the way down to the farm now. And I saw the farmer yesterday, in fact, and no, I need you to not be there because I'm coming along there. And he was telling me that he really enjoys seeing Clara in the barn. She just wanders about wherever she likes. She's a free spirit, that hen. She really is. Good. So I think, is carrots? Yes, it is. Carrots was yesterday. And yeah, we're just comparing the difference between carrots that have been grown for selling in supermarkets and carrots that you've only grown a few of in your garden. And the taste is indescribably, it's like they're a different vegetable. Yeah. So although, guys, I haven't managed to interact with you on the comments, I read them all, and I don't know if this is something that you enjoy, but I mean, there isn't another Sunday now before. Oh yes, there is. There is another Sunday. Sorry, Norma, but that's mine, before Christmas. But just to give you a bit of a heads up about that one, I won't be here for that one either, because I'll be in the south again. I'll be down in Lancashire. So I might not be able to do a chatty Sunday next Sunday, because I won't be here. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But this one's over an hour now again. But I think, you know, once in a while you don't mind these ones. So someone is asking here that they would like to mail me something. That's very sweet. I've been getting quite a lot of lovely, lovely Christmas cards and greetings and things through the post. I love them, thank you, but I have a very mixed feeling about this one, because I never want anybody to go to the expense, because it's expensive sending anything through the post, even just a card. However, I sometimes do put my PO box in the description box below the videos. So if you really, I haven't, in the whole of Advent, I haven't done that, because I just want to kind of send out the message that although I absolutely love it when you do that, I don't expect it, and I don't want anyone to go to that bother. It's just lovely that you interact with me at all. And so it's absolutely amazing when people want to send me anything, but please don't think at all that I want that. So Heidi, if you're very tenacious, you could go back into some historic videos and you might find my PO box, but I'm not going to put it. Sorry, is that mean? It is a bit, isn't it? Anyway, we're coming up to the last posting dates now. So think about the expense of all of that. It makes me sad to think that you would, that's what you would do. And although I really, really appreciate the gesture, I'm not going to finish on that note because that sounds a bit mean. Right then, so I'm going to finish though. Oh, because I want to crack on, I'm going to finish doing this direction. And then at least if I put it away, there's only the other direction to do. It's a beautiful day. I think it would be a good idea if I went out for a walk while the sun was shining, because it's, what is it, 11:45 now. In 3 hours time, it'll start getting dark. And that's no good if I haven't been outside at all. So I'll go out and I'll feed the hens. I'll see what's happening out in the garden. And then I think I'll just take a turn around the lake and see what birds there are on the lake and see how everyone's doing out there. Okay guys, so tomorrow I can see on the schedule over there, the video is scheduled and posted, but after that, Tuesday onwards, there's nothing made, nothing scheduled, so there's a little bit of a wilderness. So I have some thoughts and ideas. Things may still happen, but yeah, we'll see how we get on with all of that. So what are you guys up to? I hope you're enjoying it. Whatever it is, I hope you're enjoying your Sunday, because I guess when I post this, I schedule this one to post for 7 o'clock in the evening, but it's different times of the day for all of you all over the world, isn't it? And you've woken up now. She's a lovely cat, isn't she? Now, I've got the fire lit. I've lit the fire because all the logs are stacked now. Hooray. And I didn't do it. But I've got the central heating on as well, and there's a radiator just here. So Prudence is usually to be found here with the radiator right underneath her. You're warm, aren't you? She's a nice cat. She and Cat Rita are sisters. Oh, you're lovely, aren't you? Soft old thing. So Cat Rita and I, Cat Rita's asleep over there now. Norma and I, Prudence and I, Sleepy Rita, outside Sadie, Rocky, who hasn't been this morning but will come soon, I'm sure, and I all wish you a very good Sunday. Sunday the 15th of December. Tomorrow, the 16th of December, 34 years ago, my daughter was born. Pretty good day. Pretty good day. Okay, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Stay warm. Stay busy. Bye now.